Welcome everyone. Greetings, and this is Thaon Simms from the Limitless Podcast. Joining us as always is your co-host, Dr. Matthew Preston. Hail up the people, and Matthew.
Hey guys, what's good?
All right. Today, we were inspired to just make a video. We did it last year, actually, on the budget presentation.
They wouldn't know about that episode, though. Remember, we never released it.
We never released the episode?
No.
Wait, really? Oh, yeah, we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, the episode. Wow.
There's a story to that one, but
yeah, I don't think we can talk
yeah.
about that. Yeah, guys, if you want us to talk about it, just you can bully Preston into talking about it in the comments. But yeah, well, we're doing it this year.
Yeah, I think we should, and we were even talking about it that we'll probably make it. I think we should do it yearly. I think it makes sense, because if you think about it, if we're investing, or if us or anyone else is investing in our country, and then for the next year the country outlines how the spending is going to go, which industries are going to get reliefs, which industries are going to get pressured. If you invest in these companies, it can change. It can do well for some companies, may make you want to sell a company, buy a company. So yeah, I think it's definitely important, and I think it's good that we can get into this practice. And let us know if you guys like it, or we should continue it in the comments.
And I mean, so my thing with Dr. Nigel Clarke's presentation, it was long.
The Honorable Dr. Nigel Clarke.
Sorry, sir. Didn't realize he was like your uncle or so on, but all right, that's fine. The Honorable, Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke, yes. His presentation was long, and I don't think we should go through all of it. I think what we should focus on, though, are the things that, let's say, just directly impact
that stood out to us, the
stock exchange, or stood out to us. I mean, no, quite a few things for me stood out for me, but may not have direct impact on like stocks and so on. So I want for this episode, let's mention both. I guess we can mention both. Yeah, I guess we can mention both. And why not? But I want to focus on the stock exchange. Like, that's my biggest thing. I want to focus on the companies that may be positively or negatively affected by some of the as you said, some reliefs, policy changes, all of those stuff. Some of the things that we liked just personally. There's certain things, especially in energy, my energy bull, that I really do love. Even with the NHT as well. There are a lot of changes, a lot of things happen. So let's dive into them. Let's start off. I think we should start with, well, actually, you start us off, Preston. What did you like from the presentation? What stood out to you? Name one thing that stood out to you.
Okay, so the first thing that stood out, I guess, even though it was mentioned technically before, but we got confirmation of it, was the reduction in corporate income tax for renewable energy, IPPs, or IPP stands for independent power producer. So essentially, what they're saying is that say you're a renewable energy company for something like Wigton. Well, they have a specific definition based on the tax, because they said, I think, at least over 75% of your revenue needs to come, or 75% of your energy production needs to come from renewable energy. And essentially, if you are one of those companies, you used to be taxed at a third, or 33.33% corporate income tax, right? And what they're saying is that,
Jamaican, what does that mean?
So it just means that you have to pay out that to the government as a portion of their taxes. So a
third of the profits,
I
make as a company, have to be paid out to the government of Jamaica.
Yeah. So that's a pretty significant amount. So I guess I probably spoke about it before. The government of Jamaica and other governments in the world are trying to increase the amount of renewable energy we use, and reduce the amount of fossil fuel usage because of global warming, the greenhouse effect, things like that. Essentially, a lot of different companies or countries and stuff like that were all like, okay, we need to try to transition more to renewable energy. And the government of Jamaica has set out even some plans. I think the last thing they said was 50% by 2030. Is that correct? That even sounds crazy to say because I don't think we're going to make it. But I think that's what they said. We can double check it after. I think it was 50% of our energy they want that to come from renewable energy by 2030. But right now, I think it's only like 10 or 12%. So it's a pretty big increase, in such a short amount of time. Right now, we're recording this is 2024. So that's essentially, 6 years. So that's a pretty big increase. But yeah, so essentially what they're trying to do is, I think, incentivize renewable energy companies. So they're saying, okay, if you set up a renewable energy company in Jamaica, or if you are either running a renewable energy company in Jamaica, you can reduce the amount of, we're going to reduce the amount of corporate income tax you pay. I was a bit, in a way, even though, okay, it's a step in the right direction, you're still muted. Even though it's a step in the right direction, I still, in a way, wish that I guess it was lower. Because I guess what I was thinking about is that, okay, say we were to reduce it to even 20%, what that could do is try to further incentivize even other businesses or stuff like that to come to Jamaica to say, hey, Jamaica is a place that if you want to run renewable energy, it's like a big incentive to those companies and stuff like that. So that's what I was kind
Why
of
that
hoping
sound
for.
like you're a Wigton shareholder, bro?
Anyway,
Because
I just
that does
think
have no. But like, if we look on the stock exchange, so what they specify the renewable sources to, they said wind or solar. So any company that generates wind or solar energy would get that benefit,
because
that reduction of corporate income.
75% of the energy from wind or solar.
Exactly. Yeah, 75% of the energy. So I mean, yeah, that generates 75% or more of its production from renewable sources. Yeah, so I mean, that is a huge. If you actually look at Wigton's numbers, right, you'll see it. You literally see it. I believe I was looking at their Q1 of 2023, and they generated, from what I remember, I could probably pull it up, but I remember they generated maybe a little bit over 100 mil in profit before tax. And then you can see the 30 odd million taken out as corporate income tax, because it's a main market company, so they pay full corporate income tax. So that's that whole 33%. But imagine if it was dropped to 25, or as you say, if it was dropped to like 20% and so on. It would incentivize a lot more companies and a lot more investment in these companies, right? Because a lot of people, me personally as an investor, would flock to Wigton. If you tell me that you're dropping it to 5%, I am buying. I'm sinking my entire portfolio in that, not just because of the profits per se, but the perception of profits, and seeing a lot of other investors would want to flood companies like that. So I agree, and there would be a lot more foreign investment in companies that are bullish and produce mainly renewable sources like wind or solar. So yeah, if the government really wanted to catapult renewable energy, it would be a great way to do it. There are other ways, of course, but in terms of procurement and so on, like there are a lot of other things that they can do. Reducing GCT on like the storage, like batteries and all of those things. They could do a lot more, but I think this is still a step in the right direction.
I think that already, hold on, didn't they remove GCT on lithium and batteries
Lithium
already
ion
though?
batteries.
I think that,
Oh
or was it that they
yes,
reduced
actually.
it?
Let me check. That actually sounds very familiar.
I think that
Is
was,
that Jamaica for real?
yeah. I think it was from before last year, maybe 2022. Yeah, so this is our Jamaica Information
Yes.
Service. Removal of GCT on the imports of lithium ion batteries during its closing budget in March. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
last year.
but I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's a step in the right direction.
Hmm.
It would be nice if it was reduced, but if reduced even further. But a win is a win.
Yeah,
A
win
win
is
is
a
a
win.
win.
A win is.
Hmm.
You know what I like too? That he kind of also put how much money that's actually, you know, like the actual estimated numbers in terms of the revenue lost.
Hmm.
So they have revenue impact in like millions, and it's about 31 million JMD for that reduction from 33.5% to 25%, 31 million. That's not that material compared to other things which are, billions of dollars. So yeah, I think this was a good move by the government for sure.
Hmm.
So yeah, and I love the transparency with the numbers. So yeah, okay, all right. I think that's big. There are other companies I know that would benefit from that. There's, I think, on the stock exchange, MPC, Clean
Or
Energy,
energy.
Energy too. Yeah, IEC, Innovative Energy Company. Yeah, they would benefit too as well. So it's interesting though. I don't know how much of their revenues come from renewable sources though, because a lot of it is, making a lot of, you know, production, all of those things more efficient, but it's not necessarily renewable. I don't know if it's 75% of their revenues is from renewable
Oh,
sources. It's
which?
unlikely.
Oh, you meant Oh, as in
The
IEC.
group, the listed entity,
Oh, well, I don't know what they're going to put under.
the group,
Um,
true.
yeah, because I figured it's likely going to be renewable energy, but I guess in the end we'll see.
Mm,
But yeah,
yeah, I get. Yeah, as you said, I guess in the end we'll see. I don't know if it would be mainly renewable energy. I think they have too many
yeah.
projects for it just to be renewable energy to benefit. But if yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
And if
All
you
will be
guys want to
elucidated in
know,
time.
we did a whole episode where we spoke about some thoughts on. Well, I guess it's funny that if you're looking back at it now, like I think the title is like some about Siboney, but Siboney is no more. It's energies. So, but you can look for that episode. Look, I think it's Siboney or something like that. Like, was it? Actually, look it up so that we're not telling them.
Oh, the name of the
Uh,
episode.
yeah, I think it was. Can you trust Siboney? So
Or it was like
Siboney, huh?
I remember the thumbnail was the phoenix.
Yeah, something like that. Oh yeah, from bankruptcy to revival. Can you trust Siboney? So essentially, that is now what we know as energy. Can do that. Look at that episode.
Oh, we
Um,
changed the thumbnail to the one I I did on Canva, the bankrupt at the top.
mhm.
And so yeah, wow.
Yeah, but yeah, that was what stood out. That was one of the things that stood out to me. You want anything stood
Yeah,
out to you?
enough things. Um, I thought the for me personally, the increase in the what they call de minimis value for imported goods for customs purposes up to $100. So customs won't, basically, the customs won't charge you. Everybody that buys
They were
things
charging you
online,
before.
they're charging me, of course, if it's over the 50, over, I think, 50 US, or if it weighed a certain amount, right? But now it's up to 100 US,
The
which is
policeman's
good.
behind you.
What are you talking about? No. No gun to my head, bro. All is well. We're good. um yeah, I thought that was pretty good. For me personally, I do shop online. It's not necessarily clothes I buy. I buy a lot of other random things, things for someone, like my businesses, little things here and there. So, um, and with inflation, things don't really. You want things of value. They don't really. I mean, even $100 isn't enough, but it's a big start. It's 100% jump. So I don't mind that at all. Right, from 50 US to 100 US is great, and I think we can see. I honestly believe a lot more people will be buying more things online. especially because it's just cheaper now to ship certain things to Jamaica without customs. And you brought up a good point when we were talking about this before, especially for customs, because majority of the money that customs brings in, it's not those items that are under 50 US or necessarily, it's things that cost hundreds of US dollars that customs really earns a lot of money from. So in terms of making customs as an entity more efficient, I believe this is a good step, because if this only brings in a tiny amount, I don't know if you know the exact quantity. I think you quoted it at the time when you found out what it was in terms of the dollar figure, but it wasn't that much compared to all the revenue that customs is bringing in. And so, if you don't have to sort through all of these tiny items or these items that are under a certain value or so on, it just makes the business more efficient. And for us as consumers, I see a lot more people buying things online. If it's more affordable to buy things online, if it's cheaper for us, I see a lot more, you know, us as, people that customers, we would just flock a lot of these logistics companies. And one that's listed, right, that we can see is at least Mailpack. So maybe there'll be a boost in revenues for Mailpack. We will see.
I know they kind of need it still. But the funny part is Mailpack has been speaking. Oh, wait, we should even tie that in, that something that came out. When was it first announced?
2 days ago.
No.
Oh, when?
First announced. So Mailpack, February 13th. Mailpack issued a notice to the Jamaica Stock Exchange. It said that they essentially were going to acquire MyCart Express. And funny enough, I actually used to use MyCart Express heavily. They were one of the most affordable shipping companies. I think I told you about it. And I used to use them
and I used them for years.
I switched eventually probably about 2 years ago to Circles, which I think is under Shipwise, for some different reasons. But I think it's interesting because it's like
they deliver to your house. That's why.
But they can deliver multiple places, and then it's like they don't charge technically extra for the delivery. Oh, okay. So it's convenient to me, because I don't like to like join the lines. Like sometimes after work and stuff, and you don't have to go in traffic to then stand up in the line and all of that. It's just very convenient to just call. Like it's like I'm at work, they call, they say, hey, I don't even have to, like, it's like they know me, so it's like I literally just, once I see the number, I just say, yo, X and X, this place. And they say, cool. And I say, yeah. And that's it. 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and literally. And then I get a call probably like maybe half an hour late or hour later, say, yo. And I say, you're here? He said, yep. And I just go down, collect it, pay with my card, and that's it.
If you never said pay with your card, that almost sound like a drug deal.
Like it's
very yo, right, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's very, cool, very convenient. But it's cool because Mailpack is like the very expensive, like they're probably the most expensive courier company, and then MyCart is probably one of the most affordable ones, and then Mailpack. It's interesting because if you look at even like Mailpack as a business, like they haven't really been doing, like, they still generate cash and stuff, but their profits haven't really grown. I think their profits have actually even fallen off. Yeah, because like they experienced wicked growth during that COVID period, like initial COVID period. Let me look at the profits. They were making like 400 mil profit, 2020, 443 mil. Then 2021, 397, 2023, 08, and it's literally just been declining steadily. So I think this was this was definitely needed for them, because the thing is, they've been speaking about wanting to do an acquisition for like years. I'm even sad too, because when it had come out and then there was an initial bump in the price, I remember looking back, because I was kind of tracking Mailpack. And I was like, looking back, I was like, wow, I could have actually probably made some money on that news. Because if you look at it, I think they had like an article. I'm trying to remember the timelines of the article. Like you could have, they were essentially telling you, hey, we're hoping to do this, close on this acquisition soon. And Yeah, let me find the article. Let me send it to you. Oh, well, I can just probably share my screen actually. Uh, share screen. You seeing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So mail pack targets. Oh wait, no,
Oh,
this.
June 2024 for first acquisition.
Oh wait,
Wow,
no, this I don't think.
the first article I'm seeing where they actually beat their targets, their deadlines.
So see, blah blah blah. Began
Blah blah
acquisition
blah.
talks from 2020.
Uh-huh.
Uh huh. Plans were later placed on hold due to economic downturn. Today it's back on the cards. Expects deal to be completed by June 2024. And he says few late stage discussions. The next 3 to 6 months. This is December 6th. So that's December, January, February. So he was actually even early. 2 months they announced it. And then Mailpack had what was it? January the no wait, hold on. Let's see, acquires. They announced it February 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there was a little jump before. Interesting. I thought it was actually this jump that had caused it, but oh, yes, I wasn't really that. I mean, I guess the thing is, if you are buying, say
I
you
mean,
saw the
the thing
article
is too,
December, you could have
MyCart
bought.
Express is also the second largest logistics company, they said. I'm pretty sure I saw
Uh-huh.
that in an article somewhere. So it's a if they really are the second largest, that's a huge acquisition. And then the article came out 2 days ago, or the article came out today. Sorry, the JC News stating that on April 1 everything was transaction was complete. So we should see that report mid-August, I believe. Um, yeah, mid-August we'll see. Actually, lies. It may not be mid-August, but the quarter ending April, May, June, ending June, that's when we should actually see what those true numbers look like. So, yeah, their full year came out already, so it will be their first quarter.
Mm, okay. But yeah,
So let's see what their first quarter looks like with
yeah.
these
So
numbers. I
I
think that's
think
big still.
it'll be interesting because essentially there will be the budget side with the my
Mm-hmm.
cart and then the mail pack side, and I think it will be interesting because I'm sure there'll be some efficiencies.
Yeah,
Because could it be
my
that
cart has a lot
they,
of locations too.
yeah,
One's in Ochi. They have one in Portmore, Spain. There are, I
mm,
think, two in Kingston. One is like half a tree, and one is like Hope Road. I
yeah,
feel like they have one in
across
Clarendon too.
near Domino's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it'll be interesting. Okay, I'm saying there must be some efficiencies because could it be that when they have a plane or they rent the plane or whatever they do, so the plane brings down the items, could it be that they stock both? Suppose you had the plane and um say 70% of the plane was full and you could technically fit more and it was full with my cart stuff or mail pack stuff. Could you then add in some my cart stuff or you separate it and then just bring it to like a central distribution hub and then the distribution hub splits it up? Like I'm wondering, kind of you could maybe cut down on some costs there instead
Mm.
of having to do an extra ship or extra flight or wait
Wonder
until
how
that flight then
often.
fills up. I don't know how
Wonder how
exactly they do
often
it.
true, because they could also fly on different days and carry down this. Well, if it depends on the location of the warehouses too, in the
Yeah.
US. We'd have to do a lot more digging to see. But imagine, you know, my cart ships 3 times a week and
Mhm.
mail pack ships 4 times a week, and all of those are all different days.
Wait, you're saying
That
they
would
do?
increase.
You're saying my cart?
No, I'm just saying. Suppose
Oh,
they did. Yeah, I'm not saying they do.
wait,
I
you
remember
still
my
use
cart.
my cart?
I haven't in months.
Why did
I
you stop
used
using
them.
them?
Let's just say I found a cheaper alternative.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's just say I found a cheaper, and they were super quick to this other alternative.
Yeah,
So
that's the other thing. The speed. I don't know.
yeah, the speed
Sometimes it wasn't that it was
is crazy.
super. I'm kind of like one of those people that like when I order something, bro. I want it like I want it like Circles is
Fully
very convenient.
understood.
Circles ships like very frequently. Yo, like
Yeah, they do.
I can I could buy something early in the week and or
Mm-hmm.
midweek, and sometimes I'll
Habits.
get it by a weekend or something. It's very good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Very
that
good.
I also have an account with them, with
Mm-hmm.
Shipwise, like in Mandeville. I think it's the
Mm.
same company, and yeah, they're super fast.
You said
Super
there's a
super
My Carts
fast.
in Mandeville,
No. That's
but
just
is there a mail pack in
Shipwise.
Mandeville? That you know?
Yes, there is a mail pack
There's
in
a mail
Mandeville.
pack. Mm.
In that plaza of Caledonia Road, there's a mail pack. Same one with like Dollar and
Mm.
Shipwise, I
Okay.
believe. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that was something that I think will be interesting. The other thing too, it wasn't just the shipping items, because I think they increased the amount that you could bring in, like on your person. Wasn't that? Yeah, increase in duty free inbound passenger allowance for personal like household effects. So it went from 500 US to 1,000 US.
Mm-hmm.
It will cost the government 331 million US.
Crazy, right?
What? Wow.
I mean, the one before increasing from 50 to 100 US,
300? Is this right?
that's
What?
864 million
Wow.
JMD. So that
Uh-huh.
also isn't as. I mean, 331 million US is still, that's way more than 800 mil JMD. But yeah, the that's why I say I love the fact that the numbers are there, because it's just like, yo, government is giving up this much money. Like, how will
That
they
don't
get it back?
sound right though.
It doesn't.
Hold on, that
It
might be a
really doesn't
miss.
sound right. In this document, it might be a
Yeah.
mistake.
What?
I can
That's
actually look through.
51 billion Jamaican. Is that right? Wow.
I doubt it, because the total customs duty is about 60 billion. Like all the money that customs brings in is over 60 billion US. Sorry, Jamaican. Sorry, 60 billion Jamaican per
Yeah, that
year.
don't make sense. Oh.
So it can't be. They probably made a
Oh, they
mistake.
probably made, yeah. Wow.
It's probably just JMD. Yeah, that would
Yeah,
have
'cause
been
tax revenue
way too material.
66. Yeah, I was like, what? That you can't give up. 'Cause it seems so weird because
Yeah.
all the other stuff, the thing is, all the other dollar values they quoted were in Jamaican. So I was like, why is this one in US?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but essentially, you should be able to bring in stuff like on your person easier.
Yeah.
So, or higher amounts you can bring it in. So I think that will also be interesting. You meant that that's also, I guess, not so good. Well, I was
I
trying to
mean,
see how it would
I
affect
don't
the
know. I
shipping
like it
company,
being.
but then I
Think
don't think
about it
most
in
people when
this
you're
day and
shipping that
age.
amount. Hmm?
No, but meds. It in this day and age. The things a lot of people are bringing down are tech. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
tablets,
Laptop.
it's computers, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
makes
think we
sense. And
really
you probably
need
wouldn't be
to.
shipping it. Most people probably don't. I don't feel like a lot of people would try to ship stuff like that. But they
You'd
wait
be
to their
you'd be
friend.
shocked, bro. Like,
I
based
think a
on
lot of them
business,
wait to their friend or relative or someone they know.
that's personal. But if we're talking on a business level,
Mm-hmm.
businesses don't have time for friends. They just say, "Oh, we need this, so let's just ship it down." So yeah,
Okay.
we're talking about companies like T Tech, bro. That supply a lot of these things for corporate entities, where they need like new machines, even computer parts, etc. They will just find it online and ship it down straight. So yeah, I mean that. Sorry, I'm moving. We're moving a lot. Like, we always go on tangents, but I think the point is that that's one of my favorite things. Because now I can buy more things. That's really what I wanted to drive home to our viewers, that I can buy more things. So yeah. Anything else for you? What else did you like about this budget presentation?
Um, the other thing that I guess we have been waiting a long time for was
Mm-hmm.
the junior market um, limit being raised. So essentially, guys, remember that the junior, well, on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, you have the junior market and you have the main market. Junior markets, usually it's smaller companies. You If you want to raise money, so you say, okay, I want to grow my business, I need $100 million, $200 million, whatever, to do, buy this factory or expand, whatever, do all those different things. You were limited in how much money you could raise if you wanted to go into the junior market. The junior market limit before this was 500 million Jamaican, and that has been the limit for several years now. I think since the junior market was established, which was, I don't know, probably
Over 10
over,
years.
probably even, you don't think it's even, how old is the junior market? How old is the junior market? Well, yeah, at least probably
Um,
10, 15 years, something like that, a good while. And, with things like inflation and stuff, that 500 million that it was then isn't the same now, especially with like the Jamaican dollar being devalued against the US dollar. So
mhm,
if you, and then the other thing is that a lot of companies will want to go on the junior market because the junior market gives you the tax incentive. So for the first 5 years of listing, you don't pay any corporate income tax. And then for the next 5 years, you only pay half corporate income tax if you stay on the junior market. And then after that, you just pay regular corporate income tax. Versus the main market, you can still raise money, but you can raise an unlimited amount of money technically, but you don't get
mhm,
that income tax break. So if you're a company that wants to grow, you want to reduce the amount of corporate income tax, you have to pay early on, grow the business, and then after you can start to pay the corporate income tax. So before you could only raise up to 500 million, and we have seen it, for example, where companies raise somewhere close to that.
mhm,
And maybe if this limit had been raised before, they would have actually gone for more than the 500 million. So now it's nice because for the companies, because you can get companies that, for example, say you're a company, you wanted to raise over the 500 million, and you wanted to go on a junior market, but you can't. So instead, you go to the main market, you don't get the tax break, and you could have grown a lot more. But essentially, you could now be a company that could go into the junior market, get that tax break, say raise your 700 million, or say you raise the max 750 million, grow the business, and then eventually start paying out the taxes. So it helps to grow businesses. So I think that has been spoken about for years. Like I think probably like at least 2 years or 3 years, maybe they've been saying, yo, all of the brokers have been saying, hey, please raise the limit. I remember even I remember the same Mayberry forum every year earlier this year. Like I think
yeah.
Chris asked Nigel, hey, what's going on? Like, is it gonna happen or whatever? And he said, like, oh, we'll consider it or whatever, the usual stuff. And
Yeah.
then they finally did it. So I am very happy for that. I think it help to encourage more listings. Also, the interesting part was that initially it seemed like it was just going to be new listings because that's what the minister said in the first budget debate. But then
Yeah.
there were two things. There was like a Gleaner article that I think essentially was saying that they were like I think they had a discussion with him and he said that it wasn't just the new listings. And then the JC also, I remember there was an article where like Dr. Marlene Street Forest, she was saying, oh, she wasn't sure also that if it was new listings, but then after the JC put out a notice that made it seem like it wasn't just new listings. It would be companies who already listed, say they raised money before, but they still had more, they could now have more room to raise. So I think it'll be
Mhm.
interesting. You're going to see a lot more IPOs, a lot more secondary offerings, whether rights issue, APO. And I think if it can help businesses grow, it's it's still good in the end. So I think it'll be very interesting. A lot of brokers, Mayberry, Grace Kennedy, NCB, I think they're gonna have a lot of work in the coming years.
Yeah. Uh, of note, yeah, the junior market was established 2009.
Wow.
So it's
Okay.
been it's been 15 years, as you said, about 15 years. But yeah, no, huge, right? The share capital limit moving from 500 mil to 750 mil. I mean, I can think of some companies now, like Dollar would have loved that a couple of years ago, if they had if it was if it was 750 million that they were going for instead of the max, which was 500 mil. I feel like a lot more companies would want to, and even now, there are a lot of companies that recently had AGMs or so on, and they said, "Yo, let's raise that share cap limit that we have."
You mean
So
they haven't had the AGM? You mean that they are going to propose to shareholders
to shareholders
at
in
the
resolution,
AGM
yeah,
to vote? Yeah,
at their
yeah,
AGMs,
yeah. You
yes,
meant to,
yes,
yo, it
yes,
was
yes.
the day. You should say which. Maybe I should share the screen. Which company? The day that you could do it. That man say, yo, lift this up. Lift
Lift
this
up,
up.
lift up.
Lift up.
The foresight is crazy.
Hold on,
Sure, why not? One
let me
of them
share
is
my
main event.
screen. Wait, there's another
Uh,
company?
yeah, we have to get the people and work for that one, bro. But I like this one. I like this one, main event, simply because, I mean, I just think the timing is crazy. Yeah, the 16th of January. I thought the timing was crazy for that.
Six. What?
Uh, yeah, that's when it was dated and ordered by the board.
Six.
That's when it was dated, the 16th of January. Check the document on Jamaica. So main events, their annual report. In it, they had the special resolution that stated that existing authorized share capital of the company, they wanted to be increased from 320 mil ordinary shares to unlimited ordinary shares with no max. Right? So we can think of a lot of things that main event could do with money, with more money. Right? From 320 mil to, imagine if they go up to the whole 750 mil. Or they could do they could do a rights issue. Well, if right now there exists, let me actually check their share capital if it is 320 mil. But sorry, I'm gonna check their share cap. And I checked this recently too.
It's
Look at this.
103 mil.
Total shares
So they have,
outstanding 300
they have a lot of room
mil.
to raise money.
They have a lot of room, and I mean they could do so much with money, especially right now with entertainment back on its legs in full swing. I don't know if you've been seeing it's carnival season now. There's a party tonight, Illuminate. I saw beer main event stuff all over that party. The production set of that party, and I'm pretty sure with Carnival coming, I mean they've probably done a lot of it and still are doing a lot for Carnival. So main event isn't short of work. Even I went to you never went to Protege's
Mm-mm.
concert,
Mm-mm.
Lost in Time festival. At it, at the end of it all, Protege was upset. Everybody knew he was upset. The police came, them lock off the show and thing, and he was saying to the government of Jamaica, "Yo, we need more entertainment zones, basically in Kingston, where reggae music can play and so on." And it's funny because Nigel Clarke addressed what Protege said in Parliament and was saying, "Yeah, we'll be building some zone or have some entertainment zone." But I don't know if it's necessarily in Kingston and so on. But I was thinking, imagine if Main Event owned a place like that. That's big, bro. Right? Imagine if they had their own venue. If because I host parties sometimes, so I think of the entire thing, like everything in hosting a party. You need production team, right, which they have. People that will set up lights, speakers, all of those kind of stuff. Audio visual. You need to sell tickets. You need an online platform. I use Eventra. You need project manager, which I kind of am. Main event has all of that. You need a venue, right? You need a bar. You need so many different things. Imagine if main event owned all of that. They owned a company like Barcode. Imagine if they owned the online platform for like, logistics, ticketing, all of those stuff. Right? Imagine if they own the venue. Imagine if they own the entire vertical. They have so much they can literally put their money in. So it'll be interesting to see if they actually, you know, follow through on this. If a right issue actually comes from something like this would be huge, 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 huge. So yeah, I'm bullish to see what main event with the next. But yeah, I mean, main event's just one of the companies listed. There's so many other companies that probably eyeing this and say, "Yo, can raise a little bit more money, can squeeze this lemonade a little bit, squeeze this lemon a little bit, make some more lemonade." So let's see, let's see. I'm all for more rights issues and more listings, of course. I will say, yeah, no love for APOs. You already know me though. I have to just, yeah. So I think the last thing that I liked was the exemption from GCT on importation of, like, let's say, raw food stuff, vegetables, fruits. They even include like meats and so on. Um, Now, I didn't necessarily love this, but because they kind of made it clear that they were forced into making this change, because this isn't just for local companies that the GCT is for imported to. So it can put our local farmers at a disadvantage. However, they said they were forced to do it. It was something with some. I'm actually not entirely sure. It was an
There's a World
international,
Trade. There's
yeah,
like some trade.
organization. We had a risk of being blacklisted by I think the World Trade Organization. So we just, we kind of had to. But even there are some companies that I think that can benefit from even this. So like Everything Fresh. I look on Everything Fresh right now. Everything Fresh, they import a lot of stuff. They import like dairy products, they import meats, they import. I think they also import vegetables and so on. It's quite a few things that they import, and it's really for tourists. It's really for tourism. So it's for like the hotel chain. So they import the raw materials, they import the products and so on, and then they distribute them throughout the like a lot of the hotels, basically. So I could see them, they could save money on the raw materials that they import. So I think that would be good for them. There are other companies that I think might benefit. Maybe a CPJ, maybe a few other companies might benefit a little bit. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's also good that he had the same GCT exemption for locally produced raw stuff, raw food stuff too. So hopefully, a lot of farmers can take advantage of this. Um, but yeah, I mean, there are a lot of other things that I liked about the budget presentation. I also liked, I don't know, Kalila did a video about some NHT benefits, specifically towards, getting financing for like solar panels and even grants for the elderly for, solar panels as well. Imagine just winning free money. Your light bill heavy, you're retired, but you may be eligible for free money that can go towards, getting
Mm.
solar panels. I thought that was so cool. Um, yeah, the government's really doing a lot still. I can actually see it, which is good. I don't feel it yet in my pockets, but when I do, I'll big them up even more. But I think on a macroeconomic standpoint and as an investor on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, there are ways to make money. There are ways to profit from this. Um, but yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. If you love this episode, if you like this kind of content, just leave a like, subscribe if you are new. This is
Let
something
us know
Preston
if we
and I
should do
think.
this every year.
Yeah,
Comment below annual budget or something like that. Yeah, if we should do this next year too. And let us know,
Yeah.
like, what was your favorite part of the budget? Like, was there a company that you were looking forward to, or like some news that you're saying, okay, I think this could affect a company? Was there a company that we missed that you think could benefit heavily from any of these initiatives in the budget? Let
Hmm.
us know, and let us know if you have any other episodes or stuff you want us to talk about.
Yeah. Or if there's anything that you liked that may not be related to a company, but related to you personally, you thought that was cool. Like for me, those NHC benefits, very sick. I think you can borrow up to like $1.5 million to finance, like a solar project for your house. I thought that was pretty cool, and it was a good rate too. Was it 5% or was it less than 5%? I don't remember how much it was, but it definitely wasn't more than 5%. I thought, yeah, when am I gonna get a loan like that? So and then you can, I think you can combine as well. So it's not just you paying for it; it's your partner or your spouse or something. Opportunities, man, limitless. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Limitless out.